reality of wrestling, the flagship of Texas wrestling.
You just can't see it anywhere else.
He's 15 feet in the air. Brian takes him up top. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God.
Will testify.
Oh, connect flush.
Look at you dig that. Boom.
Welcome to the flagship of Texas wrestling. Matt Topolsky alongside Brad Gilmore and the Row Nation for another edition of the Reality of Wrestling. And Brad, after more than a year in the making, we will see Marcellus Black versus the Latin heartthrob Gino. It's going to happen next week for the Reality of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Undefeated versus undefeated. Never happened before in the history of Reality of Wrestling. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. It's going to be soon.
And it's going to be next week right here on the Row, but I'll tell you what's going to happen this week on the Reality of Wrestling in our main event. The television title is up for grabs, Bad Blood, between Rex Andrews and the bounty hunter Brian Keith. They're going to settle it this week in the main event.
I mean, we saw what Rex Andrews did to Brian Keith last time they locked horns. I don't know. I don't think it looks too good for Brian Keith.
We go up to the ring now to get the action started.
The working team captain, Owen.
Well, we don't know a whole lot about Owen Knight. We know he comes from Atlanta, Georgia. I believe is where he trained, in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's apparently the captain of the working team.
Well, we don't know much about Owen Knight, as you pointed out, and neither does the Row Nation, but it seems like they're not a big fan. But Owen Knight has an opportunity to change their minds this week on the Row.
I kind of like this guy's attitude, I'm not going to lie to you.
His opponents from parts unknown, weighing at 292 pounds,
The franchise, the face, the F-16, and the former two-time Reality of Wrestling heavyweight champion, Mysterious Q has entered the World Gym Arena to the delight of the Row Nation. Brad Gilmore, this is a difficult way to make your debut here at the Row. Owen Knight facing arguably the greatest superstar in Reality of Wrestling history, the Mysterious Q, in his first match.
Yeah, you know what? There's not too much I can say. I mean, you're right on this one, Topolsky. I mean, this is the franchise of Reality Wrestling. This is the guy. If you want to make a name, though, for yourself, what a great way to do it, by beating the best there is. Next to Gino.
Oh, we want to remind everyone still to come in the main event, Rex Andrews versus Brian Keith for the Reality of Wrestling Television Championship. And you bring up Gino next week right here on the Row. The Shogun of the Row, the undefeated Marcellus Black versus the undefeated Latin heartthrob and Row heavyweight champion Gino next week.
You might say.
Oh, leapfrog over the top. Hip toss from Q, there's another. Drop kick. And the F-16 on fire here, hooks the leg, cover two. Kick out. Where does the Mysterious Q go from here? You know, just a few weeks ago on the Row, he was involved in a triple threat matchup for the #1 contender spot. He came up just short. What's next on the list for Q? Owen Knight hooks the leg. He'd love a victory over Q. That would change his life.
Well, it definitely would, but you talk about Q, I'm sure he's going to be very interested in the outcome of the undefeated versus undefeated main event coming up here soon. The near future here in Reality of Wrestling, Gino versus Marcellus Black for the championship. You got to think Q's going to eye the winner of that contest.
F16. Oh, slips out, flips out. Oh, corkscrews, contorts, that's what he does. Almost like a shapeshifter in there is Mysterious Q. Ducks underneath.
Got him in a torture rack position. What is he going to do?
Q spins out F16, sits out, middle of the ring.
Uh-oh. I think he's calling for it. Up.
Q cutter. Ouch. Count to 100. 1, 2. It's academic. The franchise is back in a winning direction. The Mysterious Q victorious this week on the road.
Tick, tock, Gino. That is the sound of the ticking clock as we grow ever closer to my ascension. Next week, you find out that the only reason that you remain undefeated is that you haven't faced me yet. Because you are just a boy, only 20 years old, and I am so much more than a man. I am a shogun. And next week, in front of my shogunate, and for the world to see, El Campeón es no más.
Chris Russo here inside the World Gym Arena. Aiden Cristiano, later on today, you have a match against Mascara Púrpura. And last week, you had a few choice words here to describe him as someone not upholding the tradition of a luchador. And in doing some research here, I went to the history books. He is, in fact, a luchador fully competing in Mexico and other places around the world.
Let me stop you right there, okay? That man, Mascara Púrpura, is no luchador. You know what he is? He's a fraud. Es un fraude. Tú no eres un luchador. Just because you put a mask on doesn't mean you're a luchador. It's a thing of heritage. It's a thing of respect. It's a thing of honor. Y tú, Mascara, you have neither of those things. Just like I said last week, today I'm going to prove that you are nothing more than a fraud. And just like I said last week, today I'm going to show you something about respect. Because without respect, without honor, la raza no existe. La familia no existe. And Aiden Cristiano represents all of those things. So today, Mascara Púrpura, vas a ver lo que es un luchador verdadero. Familia presente.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by La Familia, Alex Villarreal and Jonathan Vega. Ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Cristiano.
Well, here they come, Brad Gilmore, La Familia. Aiden Cristiano has put together quite a faction. It's a new look, Aiden Cristiano. He's got a mean streak in him, that's for sure.
Villarreal and Vega always close to Aiden Cristiano.
They came up to the building earlier today in their lowrider. I see you were trying to get an Instagram picture of it.
Let's not talk about that.
Threw you out.
Weighing at 210 pounds, Mascara.
And here comes Mascara making his return to the reality of wrestling.
Mascara. El Mascara.
Well, it sounds like you side with Aiden Cristiano, who hasn't been short on words recently about Mascara. He's been a bit insulted by Mascara.
Well, wouldn't you be too? This guy's he's a Scandinavian.
Oh, come on!
He's European.
He is not European.
He's Polish.
He's not, I can definitely tell you he's not Polish.
I think his last name's Skye.
Give me a break.
There's no way this man is from Monterrey, Mexico. And isn't that what Aiden Cristiano's
He comes
been
from
saying?
prestigious wrestling bloodlines in Monterrey, Mexico, I'll have you know. He's certainly not Polish.
Well, you know what? I don't think he'd want to be either. But let's get back. Aiden Cristiano. He has been saying El Mascara is not a true luchador. He's been saying that this man is not from who he claims to be.
Well, I can tell you right now, if I hopped on Google and I put in luchador, he'd look like one.
What is that supposed to mean?
What are you talking about?
If you hopped on Google and you typed in criminal, a picture of Hillary Clinton would come up, and we know that's not true. So the internet lies, Topolsky.
Will you please focus on the match?
Well, I'm looking at someone from Spain, someone who has Mexican roots in his family, real Mexican roots, and Aiden Cristiano. And then we got the Scandinavian luchador.
A Scandinavian luchador. Will you please stop and cover here?
He's from St. Olaf.
Shoots out the back door. Now point to that on a map, please. Oh! Impressive head scissors right there.
You know,
from a man you claim is not a luchador.
Luchador names himself after makeup.
Springboard here. Mascara hits it. Cover. Hooks a leg, two, and a kick out. Looks like a luchador to me. It looks fantastic.
He named himself after Maybelline. His name's Mascara. What's wrong with this guy? Aiden Cristiano told me backstage earlier today.
Oh, you two are on speaking terms with each other now.
Yeah, we talk. I'm a fan of La Familia. And he told me earlier today he'd like to build a wall to keep Mascara out of Mexico. That's what he said to me.
Ridiculous.
He doesn't think he's true blue. Or should I say he doesn't think he's true red, white, and green.
Will you please close your book of insults and call the match?
I have no book of insults. I just speak the truth. And you know what, Topolsky? The truth hurts. Look at that. Oh. Cristiano, almost going into our junior referee jump.
Oh! Devastating forearm to the face right there by Aiden Cristiano. Cover, but nonchalant, does not hook the leg, and Mascara kicks out.
Oh, up and over. Hold up. Let me get a good look at him. Yep, Scandinavian. Look at him.
He's wearing a mask.
Oh.
Running knee off the apron. And there's that mean streak that I talked about earlier.
The ref up to a count of 6. He's out here. He's picking up Mascara. Throws Mascara in the ring.
It's Mascara.
What?
Mascara. Cover here. 2. And a kick out from Mascara once again. The luchador from Mexico. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of a luchador named Mascara from St. Olaf in Scandinavia. Oh, that's right. Oh! Wow.
Devastating neck breaker from Aiden Cristiano. Center of the ring. It's got to be over 2. Kick out again from Mascara. What heart and determination from this luchador from Mexico. who apparently has something to prove to both Aiden, Cristiano, and yourself. Not to the Row Nation.
You know what? I think he needs to prove something to the Row Nation. Take off your mask and reveal who you are.
Now, you know how insulting that is.
To real luchadors.
I want to remind everyone still to come in our main event this week on the Reality of Wrestling. Brian Keith versus Rex Andrews for the television championship. Irish whip. Oh, beautiful springboard there from Mascara. And Aiden Cristiano is in a bad way right now, trying to regroup with La Familia in the corner. Body avalanche. Short arm clothesline. Mascara has taken over this matchup. Cover here, hooks the leg, but a kick out from Aiden Cristiano.
Oh. Oh, man, whoa. You know what? Even if he is Scandinavian, that was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it was very impressive, but he's not Scandinavian. La Familia, look out here. Mascara, springboard, tilt-a-whirl to the outside, incredible.
Well, the referee's up to a count of 7. If he gets up to 10 and neither man is in, this is out. Match is over with. They get back in at a count of 8. Mascara looks like he's calling for something.
High risk.
Oh, that's
right. La Familia getting involved. Come on.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, version of a snake eyes right there. And then he's gonna hook him in.
Oh, ground zero.
Ground zero. That's gotta be all.
Cover
1, 2, 3.
Aiden Cristiano with the assistance of La Familia, victorious this week on the Reality of Wrestling.
Strength in numbers, Topolsky. Strength in numbers.
Oh, come on, you won the match. Let's not add insult to injury.
Wait a minute.
Here. No.
This is what I've been waiting on.
No.
That's right.
Come on, this is so disrespectful.
Oh, oh. Get it off. Get it off. Oh. Did you get a look at his face? Did anyone see his face? Did you see his face?
Will you please sit down?
Did you see his face?
It's insulting to his family. It's insulting to his heritage.
You're right.
There is something called tradition.
And Scandinavians, apparently they take it seriously.
Oh, give me a break. Aiden Cristiano, victorious this week on the Row. But that's not how a winner should behave.
Skye, you need to come home. I understand that you think the world is gonna treat you right, but the world is an awful, awful place. They might love you now, but soon they will forget about you. Soon you will be nothing to them. But that's not the case with Legion. That's not the case with me. Legion is your home. You need to come home. Legion is safe. Everything will be all right. I forgive you. Everything will be okay. You'll be safe. Trust me.
Springboard and he hit it! Middle of the ring!
Wait! That is a smart move by J.J. Blake. Get out of the ring so you can't lose. Not that he would have.
I think more muscle memory than anything. I don't think J.J. Blake. Oh, come on. Come on. Using Sarah Pelosi as a human shield. Are you kidding me?
That's why she shouldn't even be out here. Oh. What's going on here? Abel's about to throw J.J. onto the steps.
Oh, no!
Blake in. Blake in.
No!
Yeah. What?
J.J. Blake with a Blake end on the steel steps. And Abel wins by disqualification, but the bigger story here is Abel Andrew Jackson okay? Come on, you can't support that.
What?
Disgusting.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what?
I was checking my email for the J.J. Blake fan club.
J.J. Blake hits a Blake end on Abel Andrew Jackson on the steel steps, which leads to this disqualification. And once again, J.J. Blake taking the easy way out.
I cannot stand JJ, man. He always takes the easy way out.
Oh, hey, Steppin'. The easy way out. Let me tell you about the easy way out. It doesn't matter. You can go on ahead and scoot now. How I end the match, as long as JJ standing tall, that's all that matters. You see, Abel Andrew Jackson, you didn't have nothing. I think I got tired of it. I said, you know what? We're done. We're done. The face of reality wrestling don't got nothing on JJ Blake. So yeah, jumped on the stairs and walked on out because I had better stuff to do. So for anyone that has anything to say about the way I do business, the only thing I gotta say to you is I don't care, because I'm Dynamite!
Row Nation, I'm joined here alongside the reigning television champion, Rex Andrews. Rex, once again, later today, in the main event, you are going one-on-one against Brian Keith. You have faced off against Brian numerous times here in the last few months, and yet another attempt by Brian Keith for your television championship. Is there any frustration that's setting in?
Is there any frustrations setting in about Brian Keith? Yeah, I'm frustrated, Chris. So I feel like I'm missing something here. Look, I know I've said a lot of bold things the last few months, and I've crossed some lines. But in all honesty, Chris, this championship, this title means more to me than anything in the world. So I don't have a family. I don't have children. I have this title. To me, being the reality wrestling television champion means I show up here every week. I sign the dotted line no matter what it says. 360-degree fatal four-way matches. Arya Daivari, Brian Keith, Brian Keith, Brian Keith. Opportunity after opportunity. I'm here to make this title mean something. I'm here. I don't take a month off between my defenses like the other champions around here. No, I'm here because I'm trying to prove that this title means something, Chris. No matter how hard I try to climb, no matter what I do, there's Brian Keith holding on to my ankles, trying to bring me down, trying to take this away from me. See, I don't have to beat Brian tonight. Tonight's not about beating Brian Keith. I've done that, and I don't have anything to prove. But I'm the only one who's willing to do what's necessary. I'm the only one willing to go far enough to stop him from chasing me. And today, Brian, I'm going to stop you.
Oh, such a beautiful day here in the park.
It is such a wonderful day.
Do you smell that fresh air?
It smells great.
You know what that fresh air reminds me of?
What's that?
Reminds me of when J.J. Blake slammed me on those steel steps. You know, that $5,000 office chair that I have, I can't even enjoy it. I'm a national treasure. My back is killing me. You know what? Walker, Texas lawyer, on this right now. Let him know that he used you as a shield. As a shield. You're not.
Mr. Jackson, I know I'm an intern.
Okay, yeah. You're doing a great job.
But I only have 3 shirts, and I even have holes in my stockings. Do you think maybe I can be added to the payroll?
Well, what we have to do is I have to go over the budgets. I have to see if there's extra funds in the budget to be able to add you to the payroll. I mean, you have 3 shirts. That's more than what I had when I was in college. When I was going through a lot of stuff, I had 1 shirt that I had to wash every night, if I was able to, on a rock outside in the bayou. I'm a self-made man. Nothing is given here. You have to earn everything. Like this $5,000 tie. I have 20 of them. They were handmade in Tibet by little children. Why? Because they want to go to school. They want to be where you are. How dare you, Pelosi? How dare you? Come on.
Rob Barnes.
Hey.
Rob Barnes, Reality Wrestling.
See that puck drum? That was an excellent puck drum.
Oh yeah, definitely. Rumor has it that you have a huge announcement for the Row Nation. Can we get a little bit of it? Can we get something?
Look, man, I just flew in. I'm tired. I'm hungry. You just gotta need to wait like everyone else, okay?
Just a little bit. Just an exclusive.
No.
Reality
You
Wrestling.
just gotta need to wait, okay?
Need to wait.
Hashtag Man Buns and Tolerance. Hashtag the cool. Hashtag Key City Crusader. What's up, Cam?
What up, buddy?
I got the text. Said you had some big news in all caps. What's up?
Oh yeah, but I'm just here to chill.
Okay, so tell me the news.
It's like the biggest news ever, but I don't think you're ready for it today.
Okay, just what's the news?
Never mind. I'm out of here. Maybe another time.
Okay, sounds good.
No, let me tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Next week, me, you, Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championship match!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
So you're telling me that the cool kid, the Key City Crusader, Cameron Cole, Kiefer Bartek, the cool, is getting a tag team championship match?
Next week.
This is a cause of celebration. I've got some kombucha fermenting back at the house.
Kombucha?
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Let's go.
Kombucha.
Yeah.
Buka.
Chris Russo here inside the World Gym Arena, joined alongside one of the participants in today's main event, Brian Keith. Brian, earlier we heard from Rex Andrews today, who you will be facing in the ring for his television championship. And the messaging that he said here to the Row Nation was actually rather surprising here. Having you challenging him match after match after match, he actually said that he's not taking this personally. In fact, his callousness was as such where he's just looking at this as just another contract. Your thoughts here on this pivotal championship match?
Rex said this ain't personal between me and him. He said that. He said that to you. Russo, you don't just come back from India unannounced and steal a man's championship and it not be personal. You don't nearly tear off a man's arm match after match after match and it not be personal, Russo. Excuse me, if you don't mind. This is personal, Rex. All right, since you don't get the message, since you want to lie, this is personal between me and you. You want to talk all your mess? Show after show. I'm at home with my wife, my baby girl. I hear it all, Rex. You can't lie now. You wanted me to come back. This is the Brian Keith you wanted. This is what you wanted, Rex. You chose me yourself. But now you don't want it. You're not about that drama, Rex. But it's too late for that. You see, you done fired up Brian Keith, Rex. You got a different Brian Keith coming for you, Rex. Today, this Brian Keith beats you like you stole something, courtesy of the quickest kicks in the South. Thank you, Russo.
This week's episode of The Reality of Wrestling is brought to you by Hilton Furniture, Let 'em Have It, City Ambulance Service, and Walker Texas Lawyer at walkertexaslawyer.com.
Welcome back to The Reality of Wrestling. Matt Topolsky alongside Brad Gilmore for the row. Brad, we got a big main event to talk about in just a minute, but we have to remind everybody at home, the super fight, the biggest match in Reality of Wrestling history is next week for the title.
Undefeated versus undefeated. Marcellus Black takes on the champion Gino. One man will lose for the very first time.
And we had some breaking news on the show last week. We'd like to tell you about it again. The Reality of Wrestling is teaming up with the House of Hardcore in a few weeks right here in Houston for a good cause, Brad Gilmore. But coming up next, the Reality of Wrestling Television Championship is up for grabs. Brian Keith versus Rex Andrews settle their feud. It's next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall for the Reality of Wrestling Television Championship. The champion versus the challenger for White Texas, weighing at 215 pounds.
The Lone Ranger of the Row, the bounty hunter, the former TV champion Brian Keith gets another opportunity at the gold this week on the road. It has been a long and winding road, a dangerous journey for Brian Keith to get back to the top and grab the TV title from Rex Andrews. He defeated Rex Andrews one-on-one at WrestleFest in a non-title matchup, but he has yet to be able to defeat Rex Andrews for the television championship. And Brad, the first thing I'd like to point out before this matchup even starts is Brian Keith's right elbow is wrecked.
Oh, we know what that's from. That was from what we saw right here on our own table.
His opponent from Tulsa, Alabama, weighing at 220 pounds, he is the Reality of Wrestling Television Champion, Rex Andrews.
The most dangerous element in Reality of Wrestling. The TV champion, a taker of titles and arms. And the arch rival, I'm not going out on a limb when I say that, of Brian Keith, Rex Andrews. Rex Andrews is the one obstacle that Brian Keith has not been able to overcome since he came to the Reality of Wrestling.
Oh, wow. Statement being made by Brian Keith. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, your main event. Use that hashtag #RowOnCW. to keep up with us on social media. This has a big fight feel.
It absolutely does. And if you are in the corner of Brian Keith, look at him keeping his arms behind his back right now.
He's got to use those kicks. He doesn't want Rex Andrews to get a hold of one of those arms and put that arm bar on him. He's going for a double leg takedown. Good defense by Rex Andrews. Get into a corner, making Stash break it up. Oh!
Looked like Rex Andrews got away with a thumb to the eyes right there.
Another takedown attempt by Brian Keith.
This is unorthodox for Brian Keith. We don't see this type of strategy from him normally.
Oh,
you see, changing the way he will approach Rex Andrews in this matchup.
Well, I think he has to, because, I mean, he's come up short in their altercations before. And, I mean, look what happened to his right arm right there. Oh!
Rex Andrews bent in half and falls to the outside. Remember the champion's advantage. It is important to point that out and remember it. Rex Andrews cannot be defeated on the outside of the ring. The only way Brian Keith can capture the television championship is by pinfall or submission.
Oh, he stopped him at the stairs. Oh! Had that one well scouted. But look, Brian Keith really favoring that right elbow.
Several weeks ago here on The Reality of Wrestling, when Rex Andrews on this commentating table that we're sitting at right now threw that arm bar on Brian Keith, I thought for sure that I heard his elbow, his arm snap.
I thought we heard it too. I mean, Brian Keith, if nothing else, definitely hyper extended that elbow. I tried to get a word in with some of our on-staff doctors, and just, you know, due to the patient-client privilege or whatever it is, they wouldn't tell me what the extent of his damages are, but I could tell from the tone of their voice it was significant. So Brian Keith.
Boy, you're a gumshoe. You really are.
I'm a reporter, you know what I mean? I find things out here about the road. But Brian Keith cannot be competing at 100%. Even you'd have to agree with that.
Absolutely. I think there's no doubt about it. Rex Andrews loves to inflict pain and punishment on all of his opponents. It's almost as if he takes great pleasure in it. Brian Keith, cover here. Just a 1 count. He's going to have to do a lot more than that to keep Rex Andrews down. Recently on Reality of Wrestling, we saw Arya Davari take Rex Andrews to the limit. It was a match of the year candidate as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, well look, I gotta tell you, this is why Rex is the champion. This is why he is the best wrestler we have in reality wrestling. This is why he's the smartest wrestler we have in reality wrestling. He sees an injury, and he continues to work over that injury the entire match. He's hitting it, kicking it, bouncing off against the ropes. He's going to further damage that right arm and right elbow of Brian Keith. Look at that, It's great strategy.
To go to work cover here too. And if you notice, even when he went for that pinfall attempt, he tried to trap Brian Keith's arm under him, and now he's taking off that bandage.
Look at that.
That protective sports wrap, which may very well have been keeping that elbow together, Brad. Oh my goodness, no. That is hard to watch.
Ow.
That is hard to watch. So visceral, so dangerous, so unapologetic is Rex Andrews.
Ow, man. It's gotta hurt.
He does, I'm convinced that there is no humanity in the heart of the television champion.
Definitely not.
Oh, no, not again. Right here out in front of us. We are no strangers to this. But Rex Andrews throws Brian Keith back into the ring. This is your main event on the row. It is for the television championship. If you are just joining us, Rex Andrews has been doing significant damage to Brian Keith's arm. Removed a protective bandage that could very well be keeping his elbow together.
Look at that, but he's using that elbow to hit Rex in the jaw, and I don't know how smart that is. And look, and now he's paying for it. He might have whacked Rex real good, but look, he's favoring that right arm now.
Brian Keith knows what he has to do. If that includes inflicting damage on himself in order to inflict damage on Rex Andrews, he's going to do it.
Rex Andrews looking for a trap suplex. Brian Keith using that bad elbow again.
This is personal. Make no mistake about it. The television title is up for grabs, but this is personal. Dragon screw leg whip. You have a competitor with one good arm and now another with one good leg.
Well, I definitely think that Rex Andrews' leg is far better off than Brian Keith's elbow. And to be honest, Rex doesn't need a knee to put on that arm bar.
Rex Andrews smartly blocks it right there.
Oh, look, can he turn him over? If he can turn him over, it's going to be all it for Brian Keith. He will not be able to stand the pain.
Oh, no, arm bar, middle of the ring.
Almost. Brian Keith has his hands locked, preventing it. He gets
Brian Keith forces Rex Andrews to break the hold.
Look at that, though.
There comes a point where, as a competitor, you have to start wondering. Here's an Alabama slam, my God! A violent collision with the mat and Rex Andrews. Firmly in control now. Launches Brian Keith, an ejection seat suplex right there. And now Rex Andrews, look out. Look out.
Well, Rex Andrews is right here. He sets the championship on top of the table, but oh no. He's got a chair, TP.
I want to remind everybody that this is not a no disqualification match. This is not a no disqualification match. I would hate to see it end this way.
Oh.
Brian Keith responds with the fastest kicks in the South. Oh, come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Don't do this. Oh!
Brian Keith got himself disqualified.
This is very uncharacteristic of Brian Keith, but Rex Andrews is the one who brought the steel chair in the ring, Brad.
That doesn't mean Brian Keith had to use it. And look, oh!
Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Brian Keith! Brian Keith is laying waste to Rex Andrews! Brian Keith has snapped! Brian Keith has snapped! Oh, and again! Rex Andrews has lit a fuse that I don't think any of us thought existed inside Brian Keith. Rex Andrews will retain the television championship via disqualification. But I do not believe this is the last we have seen between these two. Stay tuned for what happens next here on The Raw.